Alright guys, well it's obviously Jay from the 0161 and today we are lucky to be joined by Liam and Chris from the mighty Hellfekted. Cheers guys, hope you're alright.
Alright.
I'm not bad, not bad.
Good man. I've just said there, we were just saying there off the thing there that we're all drinking. Everyone's just been drinking. That's all you can do, innit?
Best way to survive.
I think I'm good at.
Well, apparently alcohol kills COVID, so that's how we're surviving.
Oh, I'm walking immunity then in that case.
Yeah, set some of your blood. It can be the vaccine. All right, guys. So just for the start up, just give people a bit of a rundown on Hellfekted, how long you've been going, and why you started the band.
So to begin with, this is I was on my own for ages because I was going through loads of bands and I could never find the members. People going to uni, others were pricks.
Yeah.
So it was just me for a bit, just jamming out in my room. And then we went on a night out in Stoke. I met Chris.
Yeah.
At
we say met.
Yeah.
Met sounds like we planned it.
Yeah, I knew Chris at school, but we met we didn't meet. I didn't meet up like that.
Yeah.
It's like headbutted each other in the bar, didn't we?
It wasn't that metal. We went to a dance club, because it was the only place that was open really late.
Right.
And I went to the smoking area, saw Chris. I was like, oh my God, absolutely pissed out of my head. So, you want to join the band?
Yeah, his eyes were like that in different directions.
Then we had our friend, who's still friends with now, he was a drummer for it for a bit, but he wasn't cut out for it, so we ended up letting him go.
Right.
In the nicest of ways. And I met Miles at Bloodstock.
Right.
And then met him at a gig, and I was like, oh, do you want to be a drummer for a band and stuff? And then before even Miles actually became the drummer, we went on a night out. And he goes to a girl, he goes, hey, look, I'm the fucking Hellfekted drummer. And then next minute, she fucking starts snogging him and everything. So me and Chris turned to each other and went, we've got to get him in for that.
Yeah, I just want to point out, we had no presence at this point whatsoever. I think we only had 200 or 300 likes on Facebook. And that was literally it. And then he somehow managed to use the name for pulling power, and it worked.
It worked.
Just
because I'm in a band, therefore?
Yeah, I think that was the main part of it. I don't think she was too bothered about what the band was.
Yeah.
I mean, because when you've met Miles and when you've met Miles before and he gets away with something like that, that's an achievement.
Brilliant.
So we met through that way, and then it just obviously got together in 2019, and then it's been from there, really.
It's been, looking at obviously all the, the press and everything, the reviews that you guys get, and everything's all good. You've done really well with reviews and stuff. Everyone bigs you up. So you're obviously doing something very right. I mean, you're an amazing band.
We've. Thank you. But we've been very lucky with the support and the press what we've been getting.
Yeah. Well, who would, if you had to pick a band or a number of bands, who would you say influenced you?
Oh Jesus, you got a pen?
Well, I'd say Metallica being the biggie.
Yeah, think your early bands, Liam. We'll be here all night.
Yeah, so Metallica, Slayer, the normal ones, and then you've got bands like Bolt Thrower, Death, Trivium, Power Trip, Warbringer, Havoc. It sort of goes like that.
Yeah, brilliant.
One band that's a big influence is a small band with Sepulchre.
All right, yeah.
God knows how many years now.
Yeah.
They're proper just into the music.
Early
They don't care
noughties, I
where
think
they
they
are,
started,
what-
didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, been
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Yeah, brilliant. So obviously with all the COVID stuff that's gone on, you know, you've obviously had, I'm guessing you've had gigs, a lot of gigs cancelled that you had planned.
It's been heartbreaking.
Yeah. Which one that which would you say one or a number of those gigs was like big gigs for you? Was any festivals booked?
Well, most of them are like just rerouted basically, so rescheduled. But there's been a lot where we had a band from Japan,
Yeah.
so we were meant to get called Survive, so we were meant to go around England. There's a couple that I can't mention just yet, but like people coming from Germany, and we were gonna like go around the country, and then once we've gone round ours, we fuck off to Europe. But now since all the fucking shit with all like new rules and stuff, we've got to fucking put that all out. But yeah, it's just been a bit of a ball ache because all the stuff that we were meant to do this year has also been sort of
not only has it been delayed, there's now another 1,000,001 hurdles to jump over to actually get it done.
Yeah.
Devastating rescheduled, and that's already been rescheduled from last year, so we've got to do this year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we've already been accused of trying to get political over it as well. Like, we're not being political. That's just the facts. We don't care what you voted for. It's a case of this is now what's got to happen. That's not us trying to take a side and say, oh, you're a fucking idiot if you voted a certain way. You know, that's just the case of it. You know, that's just what's got to be done now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's country's a mess, isn't it? It's just everything from, you know, all these little small venues that are obviously going to be shutting down, pubs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's important to people like us, you know, it's where we book our bands, where you guys play.
You should have seen the state of me the other night. I messaged Liam and I've got like an old diary that I use for like all the band stuff.
Yeah.
And I'd sat on the couch for a solid 2.5 hours on the internet looking up the law of every single EU country and what the entry requirements are for musicians. And I just filled about 3 pages worth in this book.
Bloody hell.
Just writing down where we can and can't go because it's dependent on the countries individually.
Yeah.
And a good majority of them have just turned around and said, look, as long as you're not here for more than 30 days, you don't need a permit or anything. Just come in, do your gig and leave. Like,
Jesus, right.
Which isn't too bad.
That's all right. So which countries were quite lenient?
A good majority. I mean, the closest ones. So obviously, like Ireland, France, and Germany.
Yeah.
I think Belgium as well. So like, because obviously we're quite close to them. So I think them using the noggins thought they're going to get a lot of British tourists still, just because distance. They were the first ones that cropped up.
Yeah.
Because obviously they were the first places we were looking at bridging out into. But
yeah,
obviously, all of us at the minute are just sitting like that, really, aren't we? Like, you know, fingers crossed and see what happens.
Yeah, it's What's your obviously? I'm not sure if you've actually done any of these. I didn't notice, but what's your view on these? You know, the live streams and stuff. I mean, you did do a social distance gig for us at Whittles. What did you? By the way, what did you think of that? What did you think of the social distance? Everyone sat down.
Obviously, it's not everyone's go-to kind of thing.
Yeah.
But with everything the way it is, it's the best thing we can do. We got to fucking do a social gig. I'd say it turned out a lot better than I thought, because when people say sitting down, you're not allowed to do anything, you feel like you're fucking...
I saw at least 3 people that night still trying to mosh, but not leaving their chairs.
Not leaving the chair, yeah.
Tortured Demon. I think it was the lad, the singer. I think it was with his mum. I'm not too sure, but I think his mum, like, he tried to mosh to either. It was. I think it was.
Yeah, it would have been Solar Shift, I think.
And his mum just went. Oh,
yeah. Well, the singer, guitarist, and the drummer, they're brothers. So, the mum was there. The mum was there.
That was that.
Yeah, I mean, people said to us about, you know, will it work and all that, but you know, we noticed that sold out every time we did it. You know, the people had to, normally what we'd do somewhere like Whittles, it'd be free entry like we're doing in Bolton, but because they was giving us a budget, they needed some of the money back. Obviously, they're struggling with the COVID stuff and all that, so we charged per table. You know, so it was something like a table of 2 was like £8 or something. You know,
golden,
a table of 4, you know, whatever. And again, 60 people instantly sell out every. So, you know, I mean,
it's like
yeah,
what we've saying anyway. When everything goes back to normal now, the only good thing that's going to come out of COVID is that it's made people not take shit for granted. You know, when your friend goes, "Do you want to come to this gig? I want to see my friend's band," and they say, "Nah, can't be off." Now they're like, "Right, let me just quickly go."
It's like we haven't been to a gig for ages. Let's go out and get wasted. Like,
we think that even though COVID has been the worst thing we've ever lived through in our life, obviously, not like any of other stuff, but the only thing that's going to come out is just made people aware of that. Do not take shit for granted. Everyone complains about not going to a gig when obviously the fucking COVID restrictions.
You've got no excuse.
Got like proper. We said we're gonna.
Yeah, we've been saying since like before we even broke out like and did our first gig that like the scene around where we are just it's not what it used to be. Like there are loads of good bands. There is still a lot of talent around here, but people don't go to the shows anymore. Like, you know, it's sort of dropping off the radar in terms of like how many people are into metal because places like there's a place in Stoke Town Centre that does an emo night like every so often. And it packs out every time they do it.
Right.
But these same people refuse to pay £5 to go and watch a local band.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Because I don't know what it is. It's like the fear of it. It's the same. It's like the physical version of like when you send a band to your mate and you say listen to them, and he just never bothers. Like it's like the physical version of that.
Yeah.
But like it is.
You know, the future Exodus are gonna fucking die soon. Well, not soon, but
wow, what are you planning?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Metallica are on the way out. You know, Ozzy will be soon. They're not all going to stay forever. The future of scene are all those little bands. So, you know, we push up. I've noticed a big push though in the scene lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen loads of bands like growing at their own pace and stuff.
It's like it's just been revived, isn't it? It's like someone's just booted it up the arse, and now all of a sudden everybody's thinking, right, let's get on it. You know, who's the hot talent? Who's getting where? Go to local shows. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what's happening around the area in the next couple of weeks. You know, in every venue when the gigs are finally allowed back on. Venues are probably going to see the biggest like boom in business that they've had for years because every single venue is going to be sold out because everyone's going to be thinking, shit, you know, there's a gig going, let's get on it and going to pack out.
Do you think though? Do you think that? I mean, people, I'm hoping that is a way. But do you think that will last for long? Do you think it'll level itself out? I mean, people will turn out for the first few gigs, and then it'll just go back to normal, where people get back to some sort of normality, don't they? When they go, like you said, I can't be asked. I can't be asked going out.
Yeah, I think it'll depend on sort of, well, it's just what happens really, isn't it? Whether people find bands they like. Because I mean, before I joined the band, I never thought I'd be like big into the gigging thing because obviously I'm still relatively speaking quite a new musician.
Yeah.
So when I was still like dead slow and still trying to learn all my notes in that. But it was the like, you know, not like stage fright, but it was the worry of, oh, if I go on stage, I'm scared I'm going to balls it up. And, you know, I can't, you know, headbang or anything because I'm too scared I'll miss a note or I'll hit the wrong thing. But like, you know, you get up there and you just get a taste for it now. I can't wait to get back on stage now.
Yeah.
It's a weird one with that one. It's like the scene will obviously just boost. Like you'll see, like if we did a chart, it would just go straight to the roof on gigs.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say yes or no because obviously it's a thing that we've not seen before, especially in obviously my plan 2023. But we're hoping that it's going to be like what it used to be back in the 80s. That's why we brought a back patch out because we want to start getting people to revive the old.
Yeah.
There's a local band on your back, just how they used to be like everyone had Metallica, Slayer when they were younger.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, let's do it a big.
Yeah,
band.
people are too scared for little bands now.
yeah, we just need push, give that a good push, and it is working.
Yeah.
So the way people have been backing up patches has made us think, you know what, this is promising. This is very promising. This could fucking
there's a new wave, like
uprising.
Yeah. Are you looking at
a big hit, but maybe.
I was just going to say, when you look at bands like Torture Demon, who obviously you played with at Whittles, you know, them guys are teenagers, you know, and they've been signed up. You know, they signed up to Spiritual Beast, which is in Asia. You know, it's like, you know, they've got you know, the roster that they've got is ridiculous. You know, some like thrash legends and stuff on it. So it's like,
yeah, they were supporting Zentrix, weren't they?
Yeah, they are doing, yeah.
Done really well to get that.
I was going to say they fucking deserve it though, because they fucking blew me away at that gig.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's as well. I mean, we're quite lucky in Manchester. You know, there's that many bands up and coming. You know, like Torture Demon, Steel Mage, and then obviously you've got your established ones like Prognosis and obviously Solar Shift as well, who again doing really well. But yeah, and it's like, yeah.
Liam, your connection's rubbish, mate.
His internet is rubbish, isn't
it? How are you connected? Has ET plugged his finger in the back of your computer or something? Like,
I know it's ridiculous. It's all right, mate. It's all right. What's your view on the live stream things? You know, would you guys? I mean, like I said, I'm not sure if you have done one. Is that something that would interest you? Is it quite hard to do? Because obviously there's no crowd there. You're literally looking at a camera.
I mean, we got lucky because our friend Izzy, she's in uni, so she got all these fancy equipment. But she came down to a practice one time and did it for us.
We pre-recorded one, didn't we? Yeah,
we pre-recorded one, but you know, it was still weird because it was like
it's hard to, like, you know, try, because you don't want to just stand there. But in the same sense, when you're proper going for it, you sort of stop and think, hang on, and you look around and it's like, there's literally us three and then two people stood behind a camera. Like, it is weird, but once you sort of get into your stride with it, you just got to imagine, you know, you're a 13-year-old in your bedroom and you've got your hi-fi on blasting, you know, you just got to go for it.
Yeah.
If you want doing the live stream on YouTube, we're just drinking, just having a piss up, but because when you normal gigs, I'll scream at a crowd, you'll hear me screaming like fucking call my bag of dicks and say, let's get fucking moving.
Yeah.
And it works and everyone just goes crazy. We have fun together, we all get hits. And doing this live stream, it was like, I looked at Chris and was like, what do I say?
What do we do?
Are you ready to get fucked in your bedroom?
Yeah, it is quite
to break.
It's quite difficult. I mean, we've done you know, a few of them now at like Redwall Studios in Bury, and we had quite a lot of bands that refused to do it, mainly because, you know, they need the crowd interaction. They just don't feel as though they can stand there with a camera looking at them, and they can't see the people behind the camera, people watching this live.
You don't need an audience to play music. You play music because you want to play it.
Yeah, you do it however you want.
It's always good to have an audience. It's the best thing to have an audience, but I would never refuse it. It's just like,
To be fair though, because we tend to get quite a good bit of interaction, like on the socials and stuff. So I think as long as we had something, like, you know, like a live stream where people are commenting on it and things like that and saying stuff.
Well, that's what we do. Our streams are like properly live, so
because we were talking about this after we did that pre-recorded one, and we were saying, like, you know, because people offered to do live streams, like, you know, oh, do you guys fancy doing one? Our natural response would normally be, fuck yeah, sign us up, we'll do it, because, you know, we're just any excuse to get in the studio and, you know, bash some songs out. But it's the fact of we haven't got the equipment to make it audible, because we tried it with two of our friends the other week, and
you need some really expensive equipment to make it work.
We set just literally, because all we've got is phones, you know, none of us own a proper camera or microphone. Like, the microphones are all set up for the equipment in the room. And we just set it up in the corner, and you couldn't hear a bleeding thing.
It's just noise.
It just sounded like
it just comes out as noise. It's like on a phone, it It looks good because obviously the camera's good, but the sound is awful.
Yeah, it just sounds like someone dropped a cheese grater in a blender. Like, it's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
a pretty noise.
But you, it is. I mean, you know, obviously we just had one cancelled in January. Solar Shift was headlining that one, but we will be doing more. We've got one booked for February. So you know, there might be a chance that we do another one in March or something. Depends obviously on the gigs and stuff like that, and on what tier system we're in. But you know, we could always give you a shout. Always happy to give you a shout to come down and jump on one if you fancy it. But
oh yeah, we'll rage it this time.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
proper rage it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, just to round it up, just obviously with the COVID stuff, no gigs. Has it give you more time to work on writing new material, thinking of ideas, and what are you currently working on at the moment?
Yeah, it gives us a proper. It has helped us.
It's given us more time, but it's made it a lot harder.
Yeah.
We've got all our socials sorted now, and we've just got over 6,500 on Instagram. People following us, so it's a big help. So it's helped us with all the socials.
Yeah.
The album is the new album anyway, what we've got releasing this year. It's pretty much all ready now. We just need obviously some little bits and parts and add stuff every here and now and then, and that'll be all done.
Yeah.
We are hoping to release that just after the midway point, but we kind of wanted to release it when we're not fucking stuck in COVID like we did with Woe. Yeah. Even though Woe did get a really good response.
Yeah.
We want to be able to release it and actually do gigs.
You couldn't do it. You couldn't do a live stream, could you? You couldn't sort of like release an album or an EP or something, but releasing it on a live stream, it just doesn't.
It hasn't got the same weight, has it? Like,
no, it doesn't. No,
we wouldn't really do it justice. Like, because we want it to, come out, and we want people to just listen to it. Imagine like the same way people first heard like Ride the Lightning or something when that come out. You just put it on, blow you away, and it's like we want the same sort of thing, but we want to be able to, do the tours and the shows and stuff to back it up and promote it. But obviously, I mean, we're just rolling the dice at the minute as to what happens, because like I said, we want to get it out this year, but if this year doesn't turn out, I mean, we're still in talks about what we're actually planning to do if, let's say, it goes sideways, and we're still in this situation, come November, December time, we need to actually discuss the possibility of that, because it's getting more and more real each day, isn't it? Because it doesn't seem to get any better anytime soon.
No, that's it. And it's nothing's improving, is it?
Especially up near me.
Yeah.
I'm 5 minutes from the Royal Stoke Hospital, and they declared a major incident a few weeks back.
All right.
They're full, and apparently round Staffordshire now, there's like no spare respirators or anything. So if someone gets breathing difficulties with COVID, you're knackered.
Bloody hell. It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know.
But hopefully this will be the last couple of months we have to see of this shit, and then we all can get to do as much drugs as we want.
Absolutely. What I mean, you're talking there about the socials and stuff like that. How important is the socials? Do you see, you look at bands like, obviously like yourself doing really well, Tortured Demon, Steel Mage, on the ball when it comes to all the Instagram and the Facebook, and constantly, even despite no gigs, constantly putting content on the page, which obviously is important.
Yeah, it's very important, because after all this, as daft as it sounds, you might get someone who say, right, I want to see bands who fucking still push a nut through while all this was going on.
The ones who are bothered and the ones that have stayed on the radar, because we keep throwing stuff in people's faces every day. They load their Instagram or something and they see a brand new post off Hellfekted. Yeah. That's going to stick in their head all lockdown, Hellfekted. And then they'll go, oh, actually, I wonder if they get a gig near me anytime soon.
Yeah.
And, even if it happens to one person, because all they've got to do is tell their friends, then they tell their friends, and, just like COVID, it'll just spread, and then
yeah, absolutely, yeah, it is important, and we are seeing the bands that, like I said, like yourself and Tortured Demon, Steel Mage, all the bands that are coming through that are hammering it, and obviously doing really well as well. Which and some bands, I think the older generation of bands don't quite get it. They don't interact with people on the Facebook or Instagram or So
that's the only shame about bigger bands nowadays. They're not very. in with the fucking.
I can understand like the big bands, because obviously if you've got millions of people messaging you every 5 minutes,
yeah, absolutely, yeah,
you ain't gonna get back to them. Like, no chance. You can't. You haven't got the man hours to like sit down and read every single one.
yeah,
But like just talking to people, like people seem to forget how much of a difference that can actually make. I don't know if it's a case of they just can't be asked, or if it's a case of, oh, you know, what difference does it make if I don't respond? You know, I can't mean that much to this person. Like,
yeah,
as far as you're aware, like, you don't know anything about this person. You could be their new favorite band. You could be the thing getting them through lockdown.
absolutely, yeah.
You know, that one little message that just says, you know, either hope you're doing all right and stuff like that, that could make their week.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get big bands like Onslaught, they still speak to them though, which is good, because I know Wayne, he called me, I took a picture with my fucking top off, and he did a Photoshop to me looking like fucking Pinhead and just.
Right. But it feels good, doesn't it? It does feel good to be interacting with, well, basically, you know, established musicians.
Couple of months back, we had Power Trip messages out of the blue. That was the funniest fucking message.
I think they were all pissed up when they messaged us that night, though. They just sent like, when was it? Did somebody say they wanted to see us gig with Power Trip or something? Because then Liam tagged their Insta on our page.
Yeah.
And then they viewed our story, and then they liked one of our songs, and then they replied to it, but it was just pure frigging gibberish. Like, couldn't understand the word. I think there's only one legible word, and that was cat. And we're like, because Liam sent it to me and said, "What the fuck does this say?" And I tried to decipher it. I was like, "No, got nothing." Like, I can't work that out.
With the way that obviously Riley's passing, obviously rest in power. It was a really nice memory to remember Power Trip and Riley and stuff. Like, that could have been Riley message, you know, you never know, do you? And it's a really big fucking nice little memory to have, saying, oh yeah, Power Trip fucking message us this gibberish of a fucking thing.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, this is what bands need to realize. That as much as we were fanboying over that, you know, they could have been pissed out of their skulls and had no idea what they were doing when they sent that.
Yeah.
Yet me and him were running around like fangirls, going, "Oh my god, Power Trips just messaged us. Power Trips messaged us." Like, someone could be doing the same for like your own band. Like, you just like, if you've got the chance to do it. Like, you know, no bad comes out of it.
What is weird is we do hear stories of underground bands, but you know, they'll get a message off someone and they don't reply, and it comes across as really ignorant, really rude, and it's like, you're not established enough to be acting like that. Yeah,
we know a band that behaves like that on stage.
Yeah, that's it. It's I don't know what it is. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why people can't, you know, just be nice to the fans.
To get big, it's your fans. It is you. If you look at it, being a successful band is 50-50. It's you with your music and then the fans. But if the fans don't fucking carry you on, you ain't gonna make shit. You could be the best band in the entire world, but if your attitude is shit, and you are like complete cunts to your fans, then your fans won't carry it, and your dream will just die with.
Yeah, this is something everyone seems to be forgetting. Nobody starts off as an arena selling out band.
Yeah. Everyone's underground. Everyone starts underground, don't they?
Yeah, everyone starts underground. Not a single person on this planet has ever started a band up and then the week after been selling out football stadiums.
Absolutely.
No one.
Yeah.
Everyone's played the dodgy bars with bloodstains on the door handles and only have 3 people turn up. You know, we've all done it. That's what builds you as a band, I think, as well. You know, it gives you that character, because like, we've gone to a couple of places and everybody's turned around and said, "Oh, this place is really rough, isn't it?" And me and Liam look at each other like, "You know about this is the Ritz in here."
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, I want to say thank you to both of you for sitting down, having a chat with us, having a beer.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, guys, and we'll hopefully see you maybe at a live stream, but hopefully definitely see you live at an actual venue somewhere.
Getting wasted and getting fucked up and running around the stage. And
absolutely.
See if we can get the crowd surfers back on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm good for that. Nice one, guys. Liam, Chris from Hellfekted. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Cheers. See you later, guys.
Do the best.